Now, this is one of those concepts that's really easy to explain, but it sometimes can be hard to do in your hands. So one of the real simple things you can do at home is go really slow. I'm going at an average, maybe a little faster pace so that you can get the information quickly. But you can play it this fast, right? And swap it. There's no harm there. And then move it up in tempo. Because we're actually going to go another step further. But you know what? Practice what you know until you get it real comfortable. So now the next logical step is to double the speed in the slow hand again, like this. Do you see my slower hand is now hitting once for every 2 hits in the faster hand. Now I'm going to swap it. Here we go. Here's a tip. One of the hardest things to do about this, but you've got to get there eventually, is to swap your hands back and forth quickly like this. You see my hands are taking... Okay, we're moving to get your hands and your fingers independent and complementary of one another. So now we're going to do a very similar exercise, but now I'm going to teach you how to do that moving through different progressions. Now let's get out of the world of hand independence just for a second and talk about some simple chords. In this exercise, we're going to use E minor in both hands, E, G, and B. We're going to use C major, C, E, and G. And we're going to use one other chord, B major, B, D sharp, and F sharp. Okay, so now I want you to practice these 3 chords, E minor, C major, and B major. Now, if you get into this exercise and you can't do it because you don't know the chords, don't blame me, because you can pause the video, okay? So E minor, C major, and B major. Now, I'm going to show you something simple, and then we're going to move into something, actually, it's rather beautiful. Let's play those 3 chords now. We're going to jump further ahead in the lesson now, to the point where we've gone through and studied many different chord progressions and brought this exercise up to speed. Playing really interesting chord progressions and different rhythms in both hands. It's a really good way to start getting your hands independent from one another. Everything we've played so far has been based on chords. A chord is simply 2 or more notes played at the same time. Now we're going to start looking at finger independence. So you've got these 10 babies here, and you really want to get them independent from one another. So it's like you have a whole gaggle of musicians to bring out fantastic music out of the keyboard. How do you do that? Well, the best way, in this case, is to have a plan of action to get from here to there. And we've been studying really methodically, and we're going to keep doing that as we're increasing your skills and mine. So we're going to continue in the vein of using these 3 chords, E minor, C major, and B major. But now we're going to do a few different things with them. We're going to get to finger independence in just a minute, but I want to talk to you about something we can do different with the chords, because you know what I like to do is also sneak some musical things in while we're doing all these exercises. Sneak some interesting things in that hopefully will spark your creativity and inspire you to do some fun things of your own, because after all, that's the point, right? We're going to start with the E minor chord, and we're going to take the top note and move it up like this. Interesting, isn't it? Because that creates a little melody that your ear hears. And then we're going to go to the C major chord again and do what we just used to do. At this point, we're about halfway through the lesson. The full lesson is 45 minutes of intense exercises to get your hands independent of one another, powerful and up to speed. In the second half of this full lesson, we spend time developing finger independence, going through many different chord progressions and exercises to get those 10 fingers independent and powerful. In addition, the lesson digs into exercises to develop your creativity so that you're not just doing mindless exercises, but you're actually being musical, creating melodies as you learn to develop hand and finger independence. Powerful stuff. Dig into the full lesson. You can find it at playpianotoday.com/PF, like powerfingers, and the number 2. My name is David Sprunger. Thanks for hanging out and checking out this overview of Powerfingers Chapter 2. Now you know what to do. Go practice.